All right. Now we're good. Now we're good. Now we're good.
Yeah.
God, I guess I see why Periscope is going out of business in March. Um,
They are going out of business?
yeah, the Periscope is like ending on March 31st. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day because the Knicks win. The Knicks have a winning streak. They have won 2 in a row. It has happened before, and it is happening now. I'm gonna save most of my extended thoughts for an intro to podcast dropping tomorrow. So this is going to be quick, but here's what I want to say. The Knicks did not play a good game tonight. They were, if you go down the list of all of their players, like other than Julius Randle, who we're gonna have to have a conversation about Julius Randle because my goodness, like I get he had 9 turnovers tonight, right? 9, and that's a lot, and it's too many. But I stand by him because there was good. Like, if of all the things that you didn't like about Julius Randle last year, if you were to project them out onto this season and be like, he's going to try to pass the ball too much, like list 1 to 100, your list of things that could have happened this year. Him trying to pass the ball too much is the thing. Julius Robinson for the win is the thing that you would have wanted. Other than Randle, though, Barrett was bad. Barrett came up big down the stretch with some big plays, but 4 for 15 is 4 for 15. Mitchell Robinson, I thought, had some really nice moments. I'm going to probably write about him at some point soon because I love just his growth on the defensive end. I know there's an offensive rebounding or a defensive rebounding problem, I guess, for the Knicks. But I like what Mitchell Robinson is doing, but he didn't have a great game. Reggie Bullock obviously hit a bunch of threes. Peyton, my God, how do you do that at the end of the game and just put the ball in Randall's hands with 2 seconds to get across the timeline? Not a good job. But again, Peyton, not a great game, had some nice moments. Knox was fine. Frank, some good moments. But here's my point. That was a Tom Thibodeau win. And if you can't watch this team after watching the dreck, and that is the only word for it, the dreck that we have had to endure, not only the last 2 years, but for some time now, where it is just clear that guys will come here and they will pick up their paycheck. And fine, Julius Randle, 44 minutes. You know what? 72 game season after, Julius Randle has 1 more year left on his contract. He's 26 years old. Julius Randle could play 44 minutes. I'm not about to, say anything about Tom Thibodeau's minutes distribution because, as I was saying, I have had to watch guys come to this franchise and collect their paychecks for far too long. Friday, payday, let me go to the bank. Let me see what's going on tonight. What am I doing after the game? It's always the same bullshit. And this team isn't good. Like, they probably shouldn't have won tonight. They beat a Cavs team that I know they were 3-0, but this Cavs team isn't anything special. And they came in with a purpose. They didn't get down when things did not go their way. They are trying to do things that winning basketball teams do, even if they cannot execute those things on many possessions. They try to pass the ball. They have an absolute clear sense of purpose on the defensive end. Again, even if they can't always execute on that clear sense of purpose. But it is there. And guys are trying. And my favorite moment of this game isn't anything that happened when play was live. It was at the end when Mitchell Robinson stepped over the goddamn baseline. And, it was a turnover called. How they didn't lose this game with 30 turnovers is beyond me. Anyway, and Tibbs absolutely lost his shit on the sideline, as opposed to, yes, Robinson has a ways to go, but he's making progress. As opposed to in years past, you'd have guys, Fizdale would have smiled and looked up at the scoreboard and shook his head. Jeff Hornacek probably would have, I don't know, gone back to the locker room and had a drink. It's just really nice to see a coach who has the respect of the team, and they are clearly listening to him. And will it last? We'll see. But for an organization that needed to hit the reset button yet again, I think they got the right guy for right now. And I'm fired up, and I know it's 2-2, and it's not much, and they didn't, again, it's not they didn't play well tonight, and they beat a shitty team. I don't care. I've just been watching the same shit for too long, and I've been fooled before, probably have been. I don't think I'm being fooled right now. I think this is real. I don't know how many wins it's going to equate to, but it feels good. It feels good. You know what feels good, and this is the last thing I'll say. It feels good to be able to sit down and watch the team every on these nights and feel like you're going to at least be able to respect yourself as a fan of a sports team by the time the game is over. That's all I've wanted. They could win 23 or 25 or 28 or whatever games. I don't care. That's all I've ever asked for, and we're getting it right now. And let's hope that it could keep up. Shout out to Frankie Smoke's defense tonight. He was awesome. Great defense his entire time in the game. Offense still needs a little work, although 2 for 5 from the field. You can't complain about that. All right, let's get a New Year's Eve win in Tampa. The Tampa Raptors. It still sounds weird. And look at Wally and his beautiful tie. What do you think about Wally's tie? My wife has to put on her glasses for this. It's a nice tie.
I actually don't hate it.
It's a nice tie. It's there's a lot going on there. We have a checkered suit.
I don't know if the suit and the tie go
Well, there's
together.
there's the double stripes on the suit. There's the diagonal stripes on the tie, and then we have the pinstripes on the shirt. That's a lot going on. But you know what? When you're Wally Zerbiak and you've played basketball in the National Basketball Association for money, you can pull it off. So shout out to Wally, shout out to the Knicks, and Will, you kill me, man. Shout out to Will Leach. All right, I'll see everybody later. Have a great middle of your week, and I'll see you on New Year's Eve. Adios.